Hey, good morning, folks. Live from the 2026 Beijing Auto Show. It's actually the morning of the 28th, April the 28th, the first public day of this year's auto show. And I've already spent last 4 days, basically the last 2 days, walking the show, and the first 2 days attending press events, running around. But the last 2 days, I've had a good look at what was the biggest auto show on the planet ever. I'm currently in Hall B4, where the HEMA, Huawei's Harmony Intelligent Mobility Alliance, has a booth. So I'm just gonna walk a little bit and just talk about my last 4 to 5 days in China and the auto show, the big highlights, what I did, and some of the things that I remember. So my trip started on April 21st. I landed in China in the wee hours, flight directly to Guangzhou to attend XPeng AI in Motion physical AI immersive tour with a bunch of global media. So we got to see the EV factory, we got to see the Ridge land aircraft carrier factory. We saw the GX, and then part of it was test driving the VLA 2.0. So it was kind of what was started for me at the auto show. Is the XPeng event. And then what ended for me last night was actually getting in a Chery iCar V27 with the Horizon SuperDrive 1.6 edition. Very lucky to have it, and the 1.6 edition is not yet available for the owners, but I got to test drive it. And so I've already, the last 4 to 5 days, I started with XPeng's VLA 2.0, and I ended with Horizon Robotics HSD, which both of these systems are direct competitors, or they want to feature FSD-like functionality here in the Chinese market. And this is one of the major themes at this year's auto show, is the arrival of these large model end-to-end for advanced driver assistance system. And these are only 2 examples of it. And the early conclusion, you can see, I really like the HEMA's booth with this sphere like for Stellato. Early conclusion is that both HSD and VLA 2.0 are extremely good, damn good, but they're not exceptional. I really felt like in some instances when I drove these systems, they felt really like FSD, but they're not yet at the FSD. There's still a lot of gap, but they're incredibly good. And obviously, as you know, FSD does not have the current latest edition as what I have in the US. But that was really cool, because that was one of my biggest aims this year, was to really be an FSD user and owner to see what the systems are like in the Chinese market. And I tend to be skeptical, and it confirmed my skepticism. But at the same time, the systems are really impressive. Not the level of SD, but they're good. They can be used, and they do sell. I think is an important feature in the Chinese market. In order to sell the smart EVs, you have to have these systems advanced levels. That's the kind of autonomous driving. I'm just heading past the Momenta booth. Momenta is one, since last year, the hottest commodities in the Chinese auto market and at the auto show. It's because almost every single brand and model, foreign and Chinese, are offering Momenta driver assistance system, all the other German premium brands. And then one of the highlights I wrote in my article before the auto show is the big SUV. So not only the big SUV, but the 8, 9 series SUVs, MPVs, large sedans. They were all over the place. They were almost like every single brand you can think of. Here's Momenta in the back. But the thing about these large SUVs, what I got the comment was a lot of homogeneity. So one interesting comment that I had was, all of a sudden there's dozens and dozens of Range Rover wannabes, because if you squint, they all look like these Range Rover style big SUVs. But that's how it is. That's where the competition is, and really it reflects the speed and the response of these competitors to come out with these products. In a very short amount of time, they can come out with these products. There's also some, what I saw, this copycat homogeneity. Not every vehicle, you can see it was well thought out. You can tell it was rushed. What I didn't like was this 2 new brands, the Isoland Qijing and Epicland Yijing from Huawei, which has launched these Porsche, Xiaomi style ZT sports sedans, lost the originality that actually Chinese brands had going for them. It kind of went backwards. That's something I did not like. And it's part of the competition, the speed. And right before the auto show, there was 2 incidents that happened. Was basically one of the live streams where there was a D19 on the HMI, on the head unit. All the lanes of the autonomous driving got lost. It got disappeared, so they had to stop the live stream. And then Shangji, one of the Huawei brands, at a press conference, one of their vehicles could not start and get off the stage. So that was well talked about. But also you have to talk about these foreign brands. My favorite big SUV from the foreign brand is definitely the Volkswagen ID Era 9X. Because at the Volkswagen booth, when I was yesterday, all the attention were on the ID Era 9X, whereas the ID Aura T6 and the ID Unix 08 and 07, there wasn't that many crowd hover around it. But these updated big SUVs and MPVs, the HEMA behind me, you have the all-new M9, iTow M9 with 6 LiDARs, including the Huawei's A96 LiDAR. You have the Luxi V9, you have the Wendao V9 from Arcox. It's hard to remember. Here I'm at the Leap Motor booth, right? There's the D19 that starts at just under 220,000 RMB, and then you have the Cadillac Mystique well into the 500 and 600,000 RMB. So this is wide band of the pricing of these large SUVs. There's one for every pocket, and there's even some more lower priced vehicles. Here's the Toyota booth, and it's still early in the morning. It's right around 9 o'clock before the show opens at 10, the first public day, so it's still quiet enough where I can gather some thoughts. Talking about the few highlights, one of the biggest themes is the battery, right? The competition in the battery. We had CATL updated their Shenxing, Qilin condensed battery, Freevoy, Extra, with crazy specs, right? Compared to BYD, which announced their flash charging second generation Blade battery just a couple of months ago. I went to the CATL booth, talked to some of the people there, and experienced the chocolate swap. Right? They announced quite a few more partners. Speaking of the themes, one of the biggest themes is what I call the Foreign Empire Strikes Back. And here behind me are Toyota. They really didn't have that many vehicles, but Toyota has been one of the more stable foreign automakers in terms of market share. And now their recent BZ series EVs have really gained some traction, as well as the current hybrids. They're the better Japanese automaker. And then we have Lexus always here, which are about to produce at their wholly foreign-owned venture next year in Shanghai. Volkswagen came out these in China for China products with Chinese tech inside. Mercedes, BMW all launched their next generation in China for China long wheelbase products. iX3, i3 long wheelbase, Mercedes long wheelbase GLC, GLCL, GLAL, their big S-Class, Maybach. Here you have Nissan, NX8, and all of these foreign automakers, they have their freshest, latest updates. Whereas some others like Lincoln, Ford, Honda are just on the fringe. I won't be surprised if they exit completely. BYD had its own hall of their actually flash charging and the God's Eye charging and ADAS brands as standalone brands inside that hall. And I watched their live demo of this cold weather charging where Fang Zhengbao was charged in just around 9 minutes, actually under 12 minutes from 10% to 97%. It's incredible. And then the BYD launched a few, what I thought was quite interesting model, the Datang, the Big Tang, big SUV. And then I really like the Formula X concept, along with the Xiaomi GT, the Vision GT that it showed. I thought was two of the most imposing sportsters from Chinese brands. And then reportedly, BYD is thinking of joining Formula One in different capacity. It could be a sponsor. The international, basically the summary is the international brands are trying to fight back with the latest in China for China Chinese tech inside vehicles, while the Chinese brands are going global. Big time. XPeng, Xiaomi, Great Wall Motor, NIO, Chang'an, Geely, all of these brands, they invited hundreds and thousands of global media for multi-day programs, immersive tours in China to understand. And we had big KOL YouTubers from the US coming to the show. So that's the backdrop. The backdrop is that the export are now taking a significant share of Chinese EV sales. We have the Iran war, and we have the upcoming Trump meeting, which I think will not have concrete deals, but setting a new direction about what's possible, both in China for, as well as what the Chinese automakers could do in the US. I think it's going to set some directions. And reportedly, Trump is bringing several CEOs into China, possibly Jim Farley, Elon Musk, but we'll see. I'm sticking around until right before Trump lands, so I'm sure I'll be hearing more news soon. This battery, big SUVs, internationalization. I think design-wise, we're actually seeing there's some homogeneity and like backward designs that I saw that I really didn't like, but there's also forward. What the foreign automakers are doing forward, they're making this big bet that they have to push. If they don't, they're probably gone. But if at least they try, they have a chance. If they don't try, they're dead. Whereas the Chinese automakers, after years and years of evolution, something's about to happen. Whether it's quality, whether it's the speed, I talked to some of the suppliers, what are they sacrificing to get to the speed? And if this is not balanced properly, will have consequences. There's always good and the bad. And then the robotaxis we ride, they're offering their own level 2++ solutions. Pony, I remember they talked about the cost of the vehicle along with the battery. Robotaxi going under 230,000 RMB chips. We had the Horizon Robotics, I talked about it, Semi-Drive, Black Sesame. They all launched their next generation chips. Horizon announced the Starry 7P, integrated ADAS and cockpit chip. It's all along the supply chain, up and down the supply chain. Everything is happening. And then obviously robots, we saw some robots already in action, manning the booths, introducing the technologies or the brands to visitors. Actually doing some work, if not just performance. And then an always interesting feature at auto shows in China is these live streamers. So one example, standing next to the booth, live streaming the products. Same here for Shanghai. Also, you see these people carrying huge bags and then QR codes so that they can give away stuff, so that they can get leads from these public visitors. And noticeably, I walked the show last 2 days of the industry days. You can sort of see which booths got the most attention by, if you can't see the cars, then those are definitely the most popular booths. If you can see the cars, then it's cold shoulder. I mean, the numbers, 1,451 vehicles, 181 debuts, 71 concepts, 219 press conferences, over 30,000 media representatives came, including 4,000 from overseas. And this is probably the most foreign faces that I've seen ever since 2023 when I first came back. It's just so much global lies now, and China is at the epicenter of where things are happening, where innovation is, where leadership is. But at the same time, there's issues I think to be worked out, because this involution is really making it, people are competing at the speed, sacrificing quality possibly. Really, if you compare the new vehicles, what I did was just sit in many of these new vehicles and you kind of compare the features, the voice recognition, the feel. And you do that, the three best, I think, small compact vehicles I sat in was the Leapmotor A10, the QQ Cherry QQ3, and the Aion N6. And they're plush for 100,000 RMB, $15,000 EVs, where these bigger Chinese brand EVs, the SUVs that they're offering, the fit and finish are actually better than Mercedes or some others. So it's crazy.